Yep. Now let's look at this question, guys. So what does this question talk about? This question says that when a new person is included, the average weight of a group increases by 1 kg. Okay. Instead, if a new person replaces one of the persons in the group, then the average weight of the group decreases by 1 kg. If the weight of the person replaced is 50 kgs, then which of the following is definitely true? Okay. So if I go through my options, twice the weight of the new person is more than the initial average of the group. The initial number of members in the group is odd, and so on, so on, so on. Now let's try to understand what does this question talk about. Okay. Now, suppose there were n people and the average was a. N into a was my sum total. Now, a new person, let's say with x, is joining the group. That means my new number of people become n plus 1. And the average of the group increases by 1, a plus 1. So if I simplify this calculation, what do I get? I get na plus x is equal to, you get na plus n plus a plus 1. Okay. Now, if I cancel na, I get the value of x is equal to n plus a plus 1. Now, if you look at the first option here, or the first statement here, it says twice the weight of the new person is more than the initial average weight of the group. Now, x is the weight of the new person. X is itself more than the average because x here is equal to n plus a plus 1. So it is a plus of something. So x itself is more than the average. So twice this person will definitely be more than the initial average weight of the group, right? So statement 1 is correct here. Clear, guys? Now, if you observe the next part, the weight of the new person is an odd number. I cannot say about that because n plus a plus 1 can be anything. So we have to get to the rest part of the question. Now, the second sentence says, if this guy replaces one of the guys who is 50 years old, that means from my existing group, I'm removing a 50-year-old. I'm adding X years because this guy is replacing. The number of people remain N only. Now, the average becomes A minus 1. So if I simplify this, I get NA minus 50. Instead of X, let us replace this part here. That becomes n plus a plus 1 is equal to na minus n. So na gets cancelled. So if I simplify, what do I get? I get 2n plus a is equal to 49. Now this is a very interesting part, okay? So I have 2n plus a is equal to 49. Now what is n? N is the number of students in the group, a number of people in the group, which should always be an integer. Which means if this will be an integer, I repeat, n is always a natural number. If n is always natural, can I say 2n will always be an even number? Now, even plus something is equal to 49, which is an odd number, which means I can say that this number has to be an odd number. Because an even number plus an even number is always an even number. And an even number plus odd number only gives me an odd number here. Clear, guys? So therefore, I can definitely comment that the initial average is an odd number. So if you read statement number 4, the magnitude in kg of the initial average weight is an odd number, which means statement 1 and statement 4 are correct. And therefore, your answer for this question becomes option C. So very good question, testing your basics also and testing how do you go ahead and get your conclusion rather than the answer here. So again, I think somewhere around 120 to 180 seconds should be a good solve in this case, because the underlying questions was basic. All you had to do is go through the statements and see which statement is correct. I hope you found this solution useful. Thank you, guys.